So we got a situation where somebody has chosen to reveal some things that happened behind the scenes of a famous sports channel. Before we get into it, it just goes to show you that no matter the workplace that you're in, no matter how healthy things may be, there will always be cracks that an organization will have. And if care is not taken, it can end up really bad.
Don't get me hot, all right? I can't do it tonight. I wore the wrong thing today for this. I know y'all was going to upset me like this. I'm sweating. Don't do that.
So, Skip Bayless and Joy Taylor. That is what really stands out to people the most when it comes to this lawsuit. And this lawsuit was filed by a woman named, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Noshin Faraji. And she has come out to say two things, and these are alleged statements. It's not been proven yet. The first thing that she said is that Skip Bayless offered to pay her a huge sum amount of money, I think 1.5 million, in exchange for intimacy. Now, what she said about Joy is the interesting thing because that's what a lot of people are really talking about. She claims that Joy had affairs with the network executive of the show and a co-star named Emmanuel Ancho. I hope I pronounced his name right. This is the funny thing. Man or woman, human beings will use you as a ladder to get to where they're going. It takes a high degree of one, self-confidence. Two, it takes a high degree of contentment to say no to things that you have to do, things that you would not like to do or you would not normally do. Those two characteristics, those personal traits, to say no to those things. Because you may have to come to terms with the fact that you may never have that opportunity again. And a lot of people, all because nobody knows what you've done, doesn't mean that you are perfect or you are absolved of the things that you've done to get to where you are. As for Joy and Emmanuel coming out to respond, to my knowledge, nothing has been said yet. But the reason why people are using this as a way to spark controversy or to drag their names through the mud is because, generally speaking, people don't like Joy Taylor when it comes to her advice or how she portrays herself to be of a certain type of caliber or a certain type of class. Meanwhile, this lawsuit actually speaks the opposite. Am I surprised by this? When somebody focuses so much on materialistic things or on materialistic feelings, and they know that you are somebody that they need to get through, you are a gatekeeper as to where they're going, and they notice that they have that type of weakness in you, they will take advantage of it. And this doesn't always have to be sexual. Sometimes it can just be emotional, it can be mental, it can be physical. It can be in any diverse ways, but if there's an open door, they will take it. And normally, when you hear people talk, I tend not to get surprised about the things I hear about them after. There's a certain trait that goes with certain personalities. When you put things that are fleeting or things that don't really matter to somebody's character as for a reason why you would change or you would do things that are out of your own character, it says that you have a price. There are some things that you should not place a price on, but it's up to you. And as for Skip Bayless, I do hope that if this is true, especially with Joy Taylor too, I do hope that if all this is true with Emmanuel, that everybody goes to see that not what you watch, not everything that you watch online is true. Sometimes you wish to be at a certain point in your life or you wish for a certain career position. Sometimes you may not always reconcile what it took people to get there. This is why it's not good to be envious of people. This is why it's not good to wish that you had what other people had because you do not know. You may not know what they may have done to get to the point that they are. And depending on you, they may be cool. That might be cool with you. You may be cool with doing that. But for other people, it's not just worth the risk. Because whatever is done behind closed doors, as long as somebody else is being negatively affected, which they are, somebody will always be negatively affected by your actions, especially when your actions are not coming from the purest intentions. Eventually, if things don't go well, your reputation might be affected forever. Nobody's perfect. Because if we check the lives of other people that work on this sports shows, TV shows, movies, you'd be surprised about the things that they do. Not realizing that these people are just like every other regular person that is out here in this world. Because most people that talk the most would do exactly the same thing if they were put in their position. And this is not new because this happens everywhere. In your workplace, there are people having affairs. In your workplace, there are people being treated terribly because they refuse to do what they're requested to do, that has nothing to do with the work that they're being assigned to. So, what does this say about us people? It means that even though we have morals, and we should have morals, we should have standards that we should not break or compromise for anybody. You have to be really sure of yourself because the more you choose to stand on your morals and the more you choose to stay on your standards, the risks and the opportunities that you may have may not be there that much longer. And you should be willing to accept the fact that if you miss out on the opportunities that you want, or you miss out on the positions that you may never have again, because you have to compromise on your standards, assuming those standards are good standards, I hope that you have the strength to make the right decision, despite the cost. Because sometimes not getting what you want without knowing the full context of what that entails might be a blessing in disguise. Let me know your opinions in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Because y'all got me running hot right now.